Hello, everybody. I hope you hear me and see. So we will speak now about a new approach of using vibe coding or GenAI tools. I will show you two tools, Cursor and Claude Code. And we typically on project use GitHub Copilot, and it's very, very similar to Cursor. You will see actually that the approach is important, not which particular tool you choose. And there will be a lot of time also for your questions. Originally, this should be a lightning talk. So I extended the lightning talk with live coding. So what has changed the last couple of months? Typically, developers started to use prompting for developing their applications. Now, in these times, we see that there is much huger potential. So I am a software architect, and I started to use these GenAI tools like I would speak with my colleague programmer. So I tried to explain him what I want, but I started actually to build the architecture. So I started to write not code, I started to write documents. And these documents are actually your code. The markdown documents are committed into Git repository. And these documents actually guide the AI how to shape the application. So we started with an optimal, nice, small proof of concept, small prototype. And from this prototype, from the golden template, I asked AI, now please write me a technical specification, or please write me an architecture that describes actually how we want to write the code. This is a good starting point to this style to pull out the most important rules of your architecture, the most important part, how you want to, what is important for you as an architect or for you as a developer, how you want to see the code. If you do not do it, AI is perfect programmer, so he or she will do what you tell him, but not in the way how you want. So the technical specification is the starting point. Of course, if you have an architect or if you are the architect, so you can commit this technical specification or the architecture document into source code. And so all the developers share the very same architecture. So architecture is not just a write-only that Word document somewhere lost in SharePoint, but it's really living part of your code. The second step is, now I want to build the features in the application. Now I want to build the functionality, but I don't start to build it by micromanaging the GenAI tool, the AI programmer. I start to write a functional specification, and I iteratively review it and add more comments, so I am satisfied with the feature specification. Next step, I ask AI, please, now this is the new feature that I want to implement, please make me an execution plan with a detailed checklist of tasks. And this helps also AI to not forget something. For me, it is a review before I start to generate the code, that the code is actually in the shape as I want it. We will show it in the example. The next step is that when I'm satisfied with the execution plan, I ask the AI, now please implement what is here in the document, or I provide him 2 documents actually, the functional specification and the execution plan. Or I provide him 3 documents, also the technical specification, in case that the AI model does not have in his memory already the architecture rules. And I go iteratively, step by step, and review it, and I criticize what the AI made wrong. So it's not a self-driving car. I am the driver. It's a race car. Really, I am not allowed to tell how many times faster. So I am much faster by implementing it. I can implement things that I would not be able to implement actually, or that I would not have time to implement in a real project. But I have to drive actually the AI in the direction where I want to go. As the code generation is so cheap, as the code generation is so fast, so I can, when I'm not satisfied, I roll back and please try once more, but please take attention to this and these specific details. So the human review is really crucial in the development. So AI does not replace natural intellect. So this is the whole process in a nutshell. So we start with the specification, with technical specification once for the whole application, and after that for each feature, I create functional specification. The functional specifications stay actually in the code. Typically, after a while, I just delete the functional specifications that are not important anymore. But it is also a context for the artificial intelligence. I switch models. So the other model or the other tool doesn't have actually in its memory, the previous iterations or my preferences, how to write code. So that's why this context can help AI to explain in which direction we develop the application. So this is the process. And now these are just 2 snapshots. On the left side, you see actually an execution plan in progress. So I ask AI, please mark each task that is done, so I would see how far you went. And this helps also the AI not to cheat. So AI goes really one by one and implements what I agreed on by approving the functional specification. On the right side, you see pre-commit scripts. So that are validation scripts. You see here there are 5 from 12. So there are 12 different validation scripts that actually enforce the quality of the code. It is very, very important. I know as an architect it's very important, it's very valuable. Did I have time to do it? Unfortunately, never. Part of this is linter rules. Very important, very helpful for AI, because I put it into my small set of must-have rules to AI. Please, after any change in code, run the linter and don't even stop if you have there still some warnings. And tests. Tests are helpful for people. I don't know how you, but I just hate to write tests. On the other hand, I know that it is very, very important, and for AI, it is even more valuable, even more important. If you wish, you can go also in test-driven development. So just command the AI, please go with test-driven development. First, create me a test. After that, it should be in one phase. After that, you can review the tests, whether they cover actually the functionality or express the functionality, the new functionality that you want. And only after that, you start to implement it. So in this case, I run the linter test, the linter. After that, I run the unit test, integration test, and a couple of other tests. In this case, there was a translation, and I had just recurring problem with developers that they forget to add there the English translation or German translation. And so I have an automatic script that just checks this in the code. You see that it's very colorful code and or colorful result from the script. And there is a lot of icons. That's a typical way how AI likes to create new programs. So if you see there a lot of icons, you know that it's generated by human. And if you want to create documents and want to cheat, so hide that it was actually generated by AI, so just explicitly tell, please do not use any icons. But I like it because it's very visual, and it's very visual also for developers. So if it is red with a lot of fire and other icons, so the developer knows that there is something wrong, and he fixes very fast actually. Well, not he fixes, but he commands the AI. So, dear AI, here you have some pre-commit errors, please fix it. Now it's time for live demo. So, hopefully it will work. Do you see the text? Okay, so let's start. This is cursor. This one, and this one will be Claude Code. The approaches are different, and we don't know in which direction the tools will go, but you will see that it doesn't matter too much. And everybody has a different style of programming. Cursor is very, very similar to, just run it. Cursor is very similar to GitHub Copilot. So it uses Visual Studio Code as the development environment, and it is kind of a plugin into Visual Studio Code. So I will just run a new terminal. And I will start the application. The application is an example for a multi-agent application. We use it for train our developers. So I will start the two servers. So one server is Node.js, the second one is vector database. I don't go into details because it's not focus of this application, but here I see that it's already not, the web server is already running. So I open now in browser the application. This is an agentic application or agent application where here I have an agent store. And for each agent, I can edit the configuration, I can chat with the agent, and I can see the details. So when I click on detail button, I see there the description of the agent. So from these agents, I am putting together the agents into a team in a workflow builder. So here I have a workflow builder, and I put there agents and connect them into the team. Unfortunately, I do not have here the detail button, so I don't know anything more about the agents. It would be nice if there would be a button similar to Agent Hub. So let's add this feature. First, I will add it as I showed you. It is a too small change for this heavy development with the functional specification. But for this example, you will at least see better how it is done. So I just told you I cannot speak and write. I'm sorry. But I want to tell actually the AI that you should put the very same kind of button as we see in the agent card into the workflow editor. So I want I am a bit manipulating him as I write it, and I will show you how I manipulate I made it, I think, 5 or 6 times, and each time with different results. So let's hope that it will work out. So I want to add a new button. And now, please create functional specification. I will start to run it, and after that I'm explaining you. So I have actually 2 directories in my my project for the documentation. One is this official documentation, where I have the architecture. I think this document is, no, it's not handwritten. You see it, but it's very good. It's a good description of the architecture for new developers. So the onboarding is much faster. The second document, technical specification, you see here already specification. It is also agent generated, and it goes into deepness of detail. In August, there was 1 week where the GPT-5 was for free. And in that time, I made a documentation to a really huge application. And there was maybe 30 documents that are interlinked. So also links in the markdowns. There is a lot of mistakes, a lot of errors. So for checking whether the link is correct, also inside and also outside links. So for that, I created an validator script. Well, not I, AI created the, and that's why it's so cheap to create this validator script. So that's why there is no excuse to not have this kind of quality in the code. So these large language model tools do not replace developer. The large language models help you to make much higher quality, and your expectations are much higher. The next thing is that you as developer, it stopped, so I will stop, and after that I will continue to speak. So here is the new technical specification. It started here. Cursor asks whether I want to keep it or I want to roll back to previous version. In Claude Code, it's a different way around. So here I have the technical specification. I don't go into details. Now I should review it, really review it. And it goes into such detail where it shows the changes in the code. And you see here, it speaks about 3 buttons. We saw the 2 buttons, so I hope that it is well written. Now I ask him, please create an execution plan. So first I have the specification. The second thing I want to have an execution plan. Here we have already something. He created actually also the phases and an execution plan actually here. Here you see, but this is interesting that we use now the Claude Sonnet model. In Cursor, when I switch to auto, so it selects for me the right model. But from the way how it behaves, you see already which model you are using. And the Claude Sonnet splits actually his task into multiple steps. So also Claude Sonnet knows that it's better a complicated task to split into smaller steps, detailed steps, and it starts to implement it. I will not wait on the... it's already done. So here is the specification, and now it created a plan. So I forgot to tell him, please do not make time estimations, 3-4 days, and it will be in 3-4 minutes. So it's frustrating for me as a developer. So now I tell him, and I will here are 2 important things. This is the context, and by GitHub Copilot, it's very important to put there the files that are related to your change. And in that case, good GitHub Copilot works much faster and much better. By Cursor, it's not so important, so I typically forget about it. But in this case, I will just drag and drop the plan here into the context. The second thing is the size of the window, size of the context that is available. And now I see that I used already 1/3 of the wall size. Bigger models have a bigger context. And if you run into problems where it is a complex task also for humans to solve, and you see that the model struggles with the solution and starts to degrade the code, starts to add unnecessary complexity. So you see, it goes into bad direction, so you just stop it and use a bigger model. And typically, the bigger model solves the problems that a regular model doesn't solve. But in 95%, it's not necessary. But in this 5%, it helps a lot. So let's run it. Should I be polite to AI? And why? It's important for me, not for AI. Is it he or she or it? In Slovak language, we can recognize if it is he or she. In English, it is much harder. It's important to think about it as it would be a living person. And it's once more, it's important for you, for your mindset, so you would speak with AI like you would speak with humans. And so your mind is actually trained to speak with people. So that's why it's much easier to explain what you want from AI. And also the politeness. So it's millions of dollars that takes each day that people are so polite. On the other hand, it's very important for you if you are used to be polite to other people. So also in programming, it helps to stay in your mindset, in your context. So I think tries to fix the test. Yes, I will show you now the rules. In this case, these are the for Claude Code the rules, and you see it's important to keep it very concise, very small, because this text is attached to each communication with large language model. So it spends your tokens for what you are paying for. So that's why you have to be cautious and put there only the necessary part. The result is the whole architecture is described in Markdown, and if you need it, so you add it to the context explicitly, or you ask AI, please read the documentation. This is the way how I want to. He says that great, perfect. AI is too polite, and if I ask him something, I receive each time a response, great idea, perfect. It was just wrong. After that I say, I changed my mind. Oh, very good, very good. Let's make it this way. I had only once when the AI said that it could work, but I would not put it into production. And but it was only once. That's a very bad thing from large language models, and I would expect that that will change. So I need somebody who can speak with me and who can directly tell me that there is also a better way of implementing. So it seems that it is perfect. So He's satisfied not just with me, but also with himself. So that's why I think that it is he. Women are more critical. Unfortunately, I wanted to show you this workflow. Yesterday, I showed it to one of the clients who came to visit for OpenSlava, and just added a single prompt, and it was made with a single prompt. So the models are better and better. So this approach is good when you make bigger changes. Here are some examples of bigger changes. Code health evaluation. Very, very time-consuming work. Would you be able to do it manually? Of course. But it would take 1 week. And this way, it takes 5 minutes, and you figure out what are the biggest problems in your maybe legacy code base, what has to be improved, or what brings the most value. That code analysis. To find code that is never used is a very time-consuming task. For AI, it is trivial. And so on. Refactoring to other framework, to other approach, to the other architecture. It is close to impossible to make it without AI, because it is so time-consuming. No manager would approve it. If you don't tell the manager and make it in a single day, he doesn't even know that he has much, much better code just in a single day. So code improvement, not, well, of course, also you can create new prototypes because it's so cheap. So you don't speak about it, you don't draw PowerPoints, you just make a code and figure out whether it's a good idea or not, because it's so cheap. So this code generator changed our mindset, changed what we are doing and what we are just speaking about. And also it's much easier to convince a client when you show it. So I will just try whether it was implemented well. There are 3 buttons. Everything running. Unfortunately, this is a very simple example because it just reused the code that was somewhere else. In one try, it tried to re-implement it. So I just commented, I saw it in the functional specification. Okay, that's not what I want. I don't want 2 dialogues that make the very same. Please reuse it. And it's so interesting that it can actually search in your code. It can actually understand. I said in the prompt, please reuse from Agent Hub. It could find the code that is relevant to Agent Hub. It could find the code that is for this particular button. It could reuse it. On the other hand, please have a look. It's not the very same style as we saw it there. So it understands that the button has to be visually the very same style as I have it here. So it's very, very smart. Time is up. Your questions.
Exactly. There is a lot of them, so let's see what we can manage. Okay, let me just highlight the first one. What percentage of coding should be done by the programmer and what percentage by AI?
100% by AI. Well, I use it since February. Of course, there were situations where the AI was not able to fix something, but it's rare, very, very rare. AI has huge problems with cascading style sheets, but also humans have. So if the code is really ugly, if the cascading style sheet is not well structured from the very beginning, so also AI is struggling with this. So in that case, I have to help. But typically, I just love to program. So I'm programming for 35 years, but since February, no. Next question.
Thank you. Okay, next one. Are tools like Cursor safe to use with full production code, considering security and IP rights?
That's why we are using GitHub Copilot, and Microsoft provides assurance and also legal assurance. So in case that you are sued, so Microsoft takes over this. I don't know how it is with Cursor. I use Cursor only for private projects, so not for production projects. I am working now for a very big German software company, and that is also used GitHub Copilot. It's close the very same, so it's not really the very same, but it's like if you have car, if you have Porsche or Mercedes. Both helps you to travel from A to B.
Mm-hmm. Next one. You already touched that topic. Does using words like please in prompt affect the generated code?
It affects just your way of thinking, so please use it.
Okay, let me just mark it as completed. Next one. Are there any proven templates or formats for architecture, documentation, and technical specifications for AI? What approaches or practices have worked well in real-world software projects?
That's a very good question. So we changed the architecture to optimize it for AI. I typically use code generators to start up a new application, and this generated code, but old school generator, just generating text. It shows actually the AI the way how the new project should be structured, how the code should look like, and so on. So maybe some patterns, typical solutions, and that helps AI because I show him or her or it an example how he should write the code.
And we can probably try one more. So the last one. Why should I rely more on Cursor than copy-pasting from Gemini or ChatGPT? Don't I have more in my hands by copy-paste?
It is faster. And the second thing is that I showed just a small example, so it doesn't show the complexity of what I'm working on typically. But if you refactor a huge code base with hundreds of thousands of code, so these tools are able to search in the code base. They are writing small one-liner code actually to search in your code base. So if you would copy-paste these hundreds of thousands of code into Google Gemini, so it's okay. But it is just a different format of the very same large language model. On the back end, it's the very same.
I'm afraid our time is over, though there is still a lot of unanswered questions. So I would like to maybe, guys, encourage you, in case you really want to have your questions answered, to actually catch Tomi somewhere around. Actually, now the coffee break is coming, so maybe that's a good opportunity for you. Tomi, thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you very much.
It was amazing, and thanks to you as well.